Hello everyone, Emily Joan Smith here. It's Friday, that means it's nearly the weekend. Woo! So I literally just went to a cake and coffee morning in aid of Macmillan, and it was so much fun, and I've had my hair cut this morning and I'm feeling in a really good mood. So why don't I talk to you about mental health? So basically, I am about to talk to you about mental health. So if that makes you feel uncomfortable, maybe you need to watch it because you might learn something. And also, if you struggle with mental health, be it depression or anxiety, watch this because it's based on my experience and what's helped me. So it may help you, may not. Everyone's mental health is completely different and what helps them is completely different as well. So maybe just have a watch and, you know, you might have a little insight of what mental health is like and everything like that. So basically, where do I start? 5 years ago or so, I started to struggle with mental health. I had really bad depression and anxiety. It started around about 5-6 years ago, can't really remember when, but when it started off, I really had no idea what was happening, but all I know was that I was lying about how I was feeling, and I wasn't going into college, and like the teachers were asking, why are you not in college? And I said, I don't feel well, I've got a tummy ache, or I was blaming it on physical unwellness. So I was saying I've got a tummy ache, I've got a headache, or I'm not feeling very well today, I feel sick, I feel ill. Or I'd blame it on other circumstances. So I'd say a family member's ill, I'm sorry I can't come in today. Or I was making up all these different excuses and lying about the fact that I was actually just feeling really mentally crappy. So for instance, one day I came into school and my teacher was like, oh, how's your, I don't know what relative I blamed it on, but they're like, oh, how's your relative? And I was like, what? Because I just lied that something had gone wrong with a relative because I didn't want to come in because I was feeling really mentally ill. So let's go from there. So then I went on to university and I was still like, I used this as a coping mechanism because like, fortunately now mental health has been more talked about, and that's great because then there's more awareness for it. But around this time, this was like 4 years ago or so, it wasn't really talked about, 3 years ago, and it wasn't talked about, and no one really knew much about mental health, or there wasn't much awareness of it over social media and everything like that. So I went to university and I was really mentally ill. Like I had really bad depression and I couldn't wake up in the morning and I couldn't get into college, university, and what I was doing was very strenuous. I was training in musical theatre, which means we had to be in there from 8:30 till like 8:45, 8 p.m, like a whole day, every single day. Most days you didn't get much break. You had 15 minutes between each class, dance class, singing lesson, acting lesson. There wasn't much time to rest, and it was really physically draining as well. So that really put a mental strain on myself as well. So I was making up all these excuses, and basically what happened was we had this group chat. Our class had a group chat where all of our like class members were on it, and you can make nicknames in Facebook Messenger. So my nickname turned out to be Morning Sickness because I was always saying that I was ill. I was always saying, oh, I feel sick, or I was saying I've been sick, or I've got a headache, or I'm unwell, I'm sorry I can't come into class, I feel really sick. So my name turned into Morning Sickness because obviously that's what happens when you have morning sickness, when actually it was my mental health, and I just completely didn't tell anyone about it. I just lied about it for like the whole year until I talked to one friend and she got me to talk to a teacher, and then went on from there. But basically what I want to talk about today, is it easier to lie about having mental health, or is it easier just to go out and tell the truth and say, look, I'm struggling at the moment, I have really bad anxiety at the moment, or I have really bad depression at the moment, I'm sorry I can't do something? Because what happened when I used that as a coping mechanism, when I started lying about other things like my relatives being ill, or me being ill, or there being a family situation I had to go to so I couldn't go out with friends but when really I had really bad anxiety and I just couldn't meet up with friends. What started to happen was I started to lose friends because they may have thought, oh, she just doesn't want to hang out with us anymore. She's never free, or she's always ill. So they just begin to stop asking you to come out and do things and everything like that. So if you do struggle with mental health, what I have found recently is to just be honest about it. If you have friends and you don't feel like going out, because honestly, 3 years ago or so, I spent at least 6 months in my room, in my bed, I couldn't get out of the house because my anxiety and depression was so bad, and I was so ill that I said no to absolutely everything. And people started to just think, oh, well, she just doesn't want to come out with us. So the best thing that I found recently is, if you have friends and your friends are asking you to go out and you have to cancel last minute because you're not feeling well, just tell them the truth. I found out this recently, because if you tell them the truth and say, look, I'm struggling at the moment, I'm feeling a bit anxious, or you don't have to go into everything, into your whole life story. Like, you can just say, look, I'm feeling really anxious at the moment. Is it okay if we reschedule? And if they're understanding, they're a good friend. And if they're not understanding, do you really need to be friends with someone who like is not very nice towards your mental health or anything about you? Like, if someone's not nice towards you or what you're struggling with, do you really need to be friends with them or meet up with them in the first place? So that's what I have come to the conclusion. If you are struggling with mental health, because although I am much better than I was 4, 5, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, I still do have days, I still do have weeks when I can't do much because I'm struggling with my mental health and my mental wellness and everything like that. So I have to say, look, I'm really sorry, I can't do it now. Can we reschedule? And also, the thing is, when you say you're physically ill, physical illness can sometimes be shorter than mental illness. So I would be saying, look, I've got a tummy bug, and then it'd be a week later and I'd be like, I've still got a tummy bug, and they'll be like, I mean, some flus last that long, but do your tummy bugs really last that long? No, they're normally like 3 days, aren't they? Not like a whole week. So I've come to the conclusion, if you are struggling, do just tell your friends the truth, because they will. What I found also is, if you tell your friends the truth, or new people that you're meeting up with, for instance, a week ago, I was meant to be meeting up with like a friend, and I was like, look, I'm really sorry. Normally I'd lie and say I'm ill, but I'm just really struggling at the moment. I'm really struggling with my mental health, so I can't come out. Is that okay? And it turned out that my friend had also had troubles with mental health anyway. Most people that you see on the streets, or most of your friends or new people that you want to meet, are struggling with something like in their own way anyway. So if you just tell them the truth, they're more understanding, because most people are struggling in their own way anyway. So yeah, just tell the truth, because it's so much easier. And also, if someone is constantly cancelling on you, saying they're ill or making up excuses, don't give up on them, because they may be struggling with something. Just try and get them to open up, because that's all it takes, is for someone to open up to get better. So thank you so much for watching. If you've liked this video, please like it. Please share it on your wall, because you never know who it's going to help. You never know who's struggling in silence, because mental health is becoming a big topic now, and that's great, because it needs more awareness anyway. So have a lovely weekend, and I will see you tomorrow with another video. So much love, and if no one has told you today, I really do appreciate you. Thank you.